Good. Sit down. Shake. Good. I never trained him, so, but with one time I showed him how to do he shook, he learned how to shake, and, he's really smart, really smart. It's just that when I got him, he was 2 months old and he was already running around with no boundaries, and unfortunately, it's been hard to train him. Maybe I should hire somebody. But it's kind of similar to what we're doing, right? We're trying to give ourselves boundaries. We're trying to establish habits so we can have boundaries, right? So then those boundaries will help us establish those habits, right? And then we'll make better choices, better food choices. Maybe we'll go start exercising. We'll develop some consistency and a routine. All right, guys. So today, this is the fifth video in the 6-part series on your blueprint to weight loss success. After this, you're going to get the sixth one. All the sixth one is, this one right here is actually your food plan. So I'm breaking down some details, and then you're going to be able to get your food plan. You're going to be able to download it after this video. Please subscribe, like, if you like what I'm sharing. I'm working on this every single week, and I'm putting in a lot of work. So I'm making sure, like I said, this is like educational. I'm making sure, so I want to make sure you guys get all the information, so that way you guys can learn and understand how to maybe prevent illness and injuries, right? Maybe get yourself in the greatest shape of your life. You're gonna get a shopping list, okay? You're gonna get like the options that you can get at the store. And you can make adjustments. It's not 100%. It's just that I'm just giving you ideas to make sure you guys can start following this plan, and then you're going to be eating a certain portions of food, right? And stuff like that. So enjoy the video. I actually wanted to call this the 4-week weight loss food plan because it's designed to give you steps and information so you can be successful at making some changes, little basic changes. So, I don't want you to change your whole world, but I do want you to change a couple things. And you're going to feel so good that you're making these changes. You're not going to see the results right away, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about the results. Just follow what I'm saying. Do not think. That's my number one purpose for this thing. Do not think, because every time I thought in the past and I didn't have the right information, I would make mistakes. So let's not think. Let's just do, follow, and become successful. Now, if you guys have any issues, like medical issues, or if you have, make sure you check with your doctors, and if you're going to start anything. But it seems like all this stuff right here is pretty much just the way we're supposed to eat anyway. So from the beginning, right? Somebody should have taught us this when we were little kids, and maybe some people did, but I don't know. Maybe random people that understand any of this stuff, right? So I'm going to make sure you guys get it now. So. All right, so this plan is designed to balance structure with flexibility, supporting sustainable weight loss through nutritious meals and occasional indulgences. So each week includes 3 meals per day, 2 snacks with 2 cheat meals, under 1,500 calories each. Okay, so you want to keep them under around 1,000 to 1,500 calories for your cheat meals, and then. But we're not really counting calories, but for your cheat meals, you need to count calories because you're cheating. See, and those are the ones that have more empty calories and stuff, and the stuff that's more harmful. So you want to, just try to limit it as much as you can, and still enjoy yourself, and then appreciate it. Eat slowly. We're focusing on whole, nutrient-dense foods with customizable options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, beverages, snacks, and desserts. Okay, you're going to have a whole plan you can download. You just got to follow it. That's all, and it tells you what you can have on the shopping list, which you're going to get in the next video. Key strategies. So you're gonna simplify meal prep. You're gonna prep your meals, because if you don't, it's going to be very difficult. At least a few of them here and there for the week. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you're hydrated. I struggle with that sometimes because I go in the sauna, and then maybe I'll go, like yesterday I played basketball at the gym, so I I didn't go in the sauna. It would have been too much. I would have been way too dehydrated. Flexible, be flexible, right? You want to make it, interesting and flexible. So personalize it to your taste, and then, but make sure you're meeting the nutritional goals, and the of course calorie restrictions. Even though I don't like to use calories, but we still got to keep it limited. And stick to the plan. Consistency is the key, right? Celebrate progress without relying on food rewards. So, but by basically combining the structure, variety, and small indulgences, this plan, right, will create a realistic pathway to eating healthier and losing weight. So another quote. I hope you guys. I love my quotes. I hope you guys love my quotes like I love my quotes. I love them. I'm gonna always put quotes. This guy right here, Epictetus, right, was a Stoic Greek philosopher from 2,000 years ago, right? He was a slave, right? And he says that it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. So cognitive dissonance, guys, right? We hear about it. We get it from the media, the propaganda. We don't know what's happening to us. It's being planted in there, deep down in the recesses of our brain. It's really deep in there, right? And so the next thing you know, when we're talking to each other and we're arguing, we don't realize what we're arguing about because we've been programmed. So let's do this. Let's not think. Let me show you guys. I'm helping you guys develop habits that are going to change your life. All right. First off, I just was like, wait a minute. What do people that are maybe skinny or fat, what do they struggle with, right? So let's look at that, the differences, right? The eating habits first, okay? So we can understand that, and then we can get into the mind. So basically, skinny individuals might undereat or skip meals, while overweight individuals might consume calorie-dense foods or eat mindlessly. Focus on nutrient-rich diets rather than body type, okay? Like I said, don't worry about that. It's going to happen. Just follow the plan. Okay, so older people, right, and young people, this is what they do, right? So young people, they often skip meals and eat more processed foods, right? While older adults might eat less but lack variety. So what we need to make sure we have actionable tips for improving the habits as we get older, right? And actually starting young, right? So the young people, right, they will skip meals, snack more, and consume fast food, right? Whereas the older people are going to eat smaller portions that sometimes lack nutrient-dense foods. So the tips are reduce processed food or processed snacks and foods for the young people, and add a variety of whole foods. Or for the older people, add variety with whole foods. So this one's about healthy versus sick eating habits, right? And so the healthy individuals will prioritize balanced diets, hydration, and whole foods. Okay, that's kind of what we're looking at here. While the sick individuals eat more processed and nutrient deficient diets, right? So we're trying to find out how we can actually enjoy eating nutrient dense foods. So the healthy, right, I guess they're prioritizing hydration, variety, and whole foods. And the sick are often relying on processed or nutrient poor diets. And the steps for success, right, would be to maintain habits, gradually improve with nutrient rich options. That's what we're trying to do. I found this article from Fortune, and it talks about the link between ultra processed foods and cancer. So the main points of the study were that there was an increased cancer risk consuming highly ultra processed foods, and then including basically developing various cancers, which is including colorectal cancer, and then basically common ultra processed foods like sausage, breads, and ice cream are identified as contributors to cancer growth, right? Due to the high levels of processing. That's what does it, right? The processing. And then an inflammation connection. So these foods can lead to inflammation, right? Which also contributes to cancer development too, right? Um, and then any health risks beyond cancers for ultra processed foods, right? So yeah, heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. That comes out of Harvard Health. They reported that. And then the recommendations would be, to basically reduce the intake of ultra processed foods and opt for a diet rich in ultra processed or minimally processed foods to lower cancer risk. Okay, that's what Harvard Health said. And then you could also go to the Fortune website and you can get more information. So Theo Vaughn's conversation with Dr. Tara Swart offers a unique blend of humor and science. Okay, so this is basically discussing how nutrition, neuroscience, and self-awareness can transform lives. Okay, so I just want to quickly discuss this because I want you guys to understand why you guys need to do this, right? So brain plasticity and the gut-brain connection and practical strategies to achieve emotional resilience are what this video is about. So the doctor was talking about neuroplasticity, right? That's your brain's ability to adapt. It's limitless though, right? So small changes repeated over time build new habits and break old ones. Okay, so that's what we need to do. Like I said, you don't need to think. If you think, you're going to be in the same boat. I'm telling you, that's just mostly that's how it happens. Okay, so journal your thoughts. That's a good idea. That's actionable steps you can take. That's what she recommends. Get a journal, write down your thoughts, focus on gratitude and practicing deliberate actions. Right. So anchor the brain in positive behavior patterns. Okay, neurochemicals. Right, dopamine. That's motivation. Right, that's the motivation. It's people get motivated by dopamine, right? And serotonin is happiness, right? But they're influenced by both nutrition and mindful practices. So if you make a couple changes, guess what? You're gonna be happier and you're gonna be more motivated to get it done. Food as medicine, how nutrition shapes the brain. Okay, so healthy fats, omega-3s from sources like salmon and walnuts improve memory and learning. Antioxidants, berries, dark chocolate, and green tea fight oxidative stress in the brain. And magnesium, found in leafy greens, nuts, and seeds, it supports relaxation and stress management. Complex carbs, whole grains provide steady energy for sustained focus and reduced irritability. So the gut-brain connection she mentions, right? Microbiome role. A diverse gut microbiota enhances mental clarity and emotional stability. Probiotic-rich foods, yogurt, kefir, and fermented vegetables promote healthy gut bacteria. And prebiotic foods, garlic, onion, and bananas feed good bacteria, boosting serotonin production. Brain fog, poor gut health can result in unclear thinking, mood swings, and fatigue. So I'm thinking everybody needs to change their diet because I swear 90% of the people have brain fog right now. I have it sometimes, but not lately. I've been feeling pretty good. So practical nutritional advice. Okay, so hydration, drink at least 2 liters of water daily to maintain brain function and mood. Portion control, balance meals to include lean proteins, healthy fats, and a variety of vegetables. Okay, I'm going to have all that for you. Meal timing, avoid heavy meals before bed, and because they can disrupt sleep and energy cycles. Oh yeah, that actually, everything affects me now, you guys. I'm 52, everything seems to affect me. Like whatever I eat, it doesn't matter if I drink or eat something, I'm gonna feel it some way. So I learned how to, I have to eat the way I eat, otherwise I'm suffering, right? But I'm gonna show you guys like a lot of things you're eating, you don't realize that it's making you suffer. So supplement wisely. You're going to need supplements probably, right? So you might need a couple here and there. So what I would say is that as you get going through the program, you're going to start seeing it's going to be a little bit here and there. So like a lot of people get overwhelmed because there's so much, right? How do you take so many vitamins and minerals? How did you learn how to do this, right? Are you wasting your time or just pooping them out, whatever, right? No, like it's going to take time. This took years, 20 years to develop all this stuff that I know. So, and it all came from like overcoming, I had to overcome something, So, and then I also had some deficiencies, right? And I wanted to figure out on my own before I had to go seek any medical help. Okay, I'm not telling you guys to not seek medical help, but I'm saying that's how I did it. So, and then now I know. I learned. Like I tell my students, right? I try to take what's hard and make it easy, right? That's my motto. Whatever is hard, if something's hard, no, I got to make it easy now. So I got to do it repetition until I make it easy, yeah, whatever, so. All right. Healing trauma through food and habits. So anti-inflammatory diets, right? Foods like turmeric, ginger, and fatty fish reduce inflammation, which is often linked to trauma-related stress. Sleep optimization. Foods high in tryptophan, like turkey and nuts, improve sleep quality, vital for trauma recovery. Yeah, I noticed. Sleep, that's how you heal, right? Lifestyle practices, regular exercise, meditation, and grounding activities support the body's natural healing mechanisms. How your thoughts manifest your reality, right? So now I want to get a little bit more into the mind, right? So we're learning how the importance of how your brain, how important it is to eat certain foods, right? Well, this one right here is about positive thinking, self-belief, and all that stuff, right? Affirmations. But this doctor, I was listening to this video, I was like, my God, I'm going to have to put this in here. This is super important. Thoughts shape reality, right? Our thoughts have the power to create our experiences. This is what the doctor said, right? He's a longevity doctor also. Positive thinking, cultivating positive thoughts can lead to positive outcomes. Self-belief, believing in oneself is crucial for manifesting desired change. Affirmations, using positive affirmations can help reprogram the mind for success. Mindset shift. Changing negative thoughts can transform one's life. Yeah, that's pretty amazing, huh? It's just very simple. Okay, so another one of my quotes, you guys. I love this one too. Like, look, guys, the secret to getting ahead is getting started. Mark Twain, right? Get started. Get started. Like, make sure you have a plan. Write it down. Do it tomorrow. Don't like wait till the next day. Have it ready. Start in the morning. All you have to do is go do a little bit, right? And then each day you can go a little bit more. But you don't have to do everything at once, right? It's gonna be a slow progress. Okay, so this is the structure of the daily meal plan. You can start and you can adjust this, but I would say follow this to a T. Try not to deviate too much, okay? Because this is all about developing habits and consistency. So 7:30, right? Have your breakfast, right? 3 hours later, you digested some of it. Now you can have a snack, right? 2.5 hours later, then you can have some lunch at 10 or 10:30 or 1 o'clock, right? It depends on your schedule. How's your schedule, right? Can you eat lunch at 1, right? I would say you could even take, if you needed to, you can take the 7:30 and say, all right, well, if you're gonna eat lunch, like you want to eat lunch earlier. So maybe you can have your first meal at 7 or 7:30, right? Your breakfast, and then instead of having the snack at 10:30, you might even have your snack at like 9:30 or 10. So just give yourself 2 hours, right? And then you can go 2.5 hours at 12:30, or you can go 12 o'clock and you can eat your lunch if you have to. Just adjust it up, right? And then as far as the snack goes, then have your other snack an hour earlier and have your dinner an hour earlier, and then that would be fine because it's all about time windows, okay? So, all right. So there's your time windows. week one, right? So basically, it's all about simplicity and balance. So you're going to make sure, remember, nutrient dense, right? So these are foods that actually have nutrition in them that you'll see on the menu and stuff. Um, Easy to prepare meals are good because it'll keep you you'll be able to prepare them and you're not gonna it's not gonna be so bad, like because it can get very overwhelming trying to prepare meals all the time. But what I'm trying to do is show you guys that you can prepare them in bulk and you can have leftovers, and so that way you can use that for healthy meals. No fad diets. This is a real food plan that you're going to eat real food that's going to energize you and satisfy. Okay, and you're going to be confused. You're going to be like, what is going on right now? Right? It's awesome. Make the change. I'm telling you. Focus on consistency and not perfection. Okay, don't worry about being perfect. I'm not perfect. Like I said, so last week I had some beers, right? And then like it's been sticking to me, right? So then I'm running around like, man, I'm the food coach, right? I'm supposed to be in great shape. And I'm like, man, I can feel so then after 3 or 4 days, I haven't eaten anything, I've been eating only really nutrient dense foods, and I haven't had any like empty calories like beer. I only have that once a week sometimes, but and then it's all gone. And today I feel like really good. So yeah, that's how it works. It really takes a few days when you get to the certain level, right? So and then you can make mistakes. You're gonna go on vacation. What do the movie stars do, right? How are they gonna be in perfect shape like that? It's hard to be a grown man or a grown person and then to be ripped up like that in great shape. Like you literally have to cut for like 2 weeks, right? So that's not real. Those guys, if they walk around like that all the time, then they're not eating any food. So I'm not even saying this right here to get like that. I'm saying this right here, you could get like that, but this right here, this is more for health too, and to lose that weight, right? So this is a long-term plan. But those guys, when you cut all that weight and stuff, a lot of times it's kind of unhealthy. You're going too much. You're fasting a lot and stuff like that. So I think fasting is good for you, but there is an extent, right? You want to make sure that you're still getting certain nutrition, right? So, but there's probably a trick to it that they have if they want to stay a certain way. I stay in a great shape without the fat on my belly by eating this way. But like I said, if I want to go on vacation or do something or eat some stuff. Besides the fact that sometimes when you start eating this way, your body's going to reject. It's not going to want some of those other foods that you used to eat. So that's just the way that goes. So that's why I don't want them. So I can just walk by them because I already know even though it's going to taste really good, that donut, I'm going to feel like crap. All right, so mix and match meals, right? So here's some ideas real quick. I'm almost done with this slideshow, and then you guys are ready to roll, okay? So mix and match meals, okay? Here's some ideas for you guys, okay? Just try some of these ideas, right? Greek yogurt parfait with frozen berries and granola. Avocado toast with chili flakes and poached egg. Protein smoothie with almond milk, spinach, and a frozen banana. Oatmeal bowl with nut butter, cinnamon, and raisins. Okay, there's another one. And then you have hard-boiled eggs with a piece of fruit, a power smoothie. I'm going to have a smoothie video too, you guys, because that smoothie might have saved my life that I started taking years ago. I'm not taking it right now because I take my supplements, but I'm going to start making it, and I'm going to do a video about it because that video is life-saving. Get your body like in balance, right? I learned it from this medicine man. An egg and veggie scramble, okay? And remember, this meal doesn't have to be huge because you're going to be eating every 2 hours, right? So if you do intermittent fasting like I do, though, when we get to that level, okay, you're eating big meals, and you're only eating 2 meals, but maybe you might have some snacks in between. But those meals are big, and it's good because when I work out and I do that, it's amazing. It's like I'm a machine. It's awesome. So yeah, I want to get you guys to that level. It's really cool. It feels good, and I don't worry. Like I don't have to think about food anymore on diet and worry about my health like that, like I used to. So, and then let's see here. We got I don't know if I mentioned the Greek yogurt bowl, plain yogurt, berries, granola, or chia seeds. And then these all provide energy, for you, so you can make it to lunch, right? So, all right, lunch meals, right? Um, so before I start talking about the lunch meals, real quick, in my other video, I think it's the food plan video. Um, um, actually, I said that this video, the other video, one of my other videos is going to be the longer video. This might be the longest one. So, yeah, I might have overspoke on that one. So, but the reason, what I want to say is that the Amy's meals that I use, they're non-GMO organic. They're organic and non-GMO apparently, right? But the reason why I use those because those are the only ones I really trust that's like mainstream that you can find, right? Like everywhere pretty much. And I like them because, like I said in my other video, I did a couple of videos on it. Like one of them was in my kitchen, and I just trying to talk about how I eat and what I do. So like I'll get them like a Amy's. It doesn't matter what kind of meal. It could be the broccoli and cheddar. It could be the mole enchiladas. It could be the lasagna, the gluten-free lasagna. They're really good. And then what I'll do is like I'll just take like some chicken and I'll add like if I had the pasta one, I'll throw some chicken with it, right? And then on the side I'll have a salad with it, right? And I'll put some extra, like a half a bag of extra broccoli with it. So basically I'm putting a lot of vegetables and meat with this little Amy's meal, and then maybe a salad. So it's a lot of vegetables and meat, but then the Amy's meal is the one thing that's kind of, I consider it kind of more of the bad, even though it's not so bad for you, it's still the process, right? So therefore, I'm mixing it with that. So if you guys wanted to do that, you can go buy some and some people do lean cuisines and stuff, but I'm organic, so I don't play around with anything that's not organic. So, but whatever you want, if you guys want to do lean cuisines and stuff, I would recommend that because some of them have a lot of chemicals and they might store the fat, help you, have a lot of preservatives, but just do the best you can. Mix and match. You can find some light, lean, frozen meals. You might be able to find some options out there that are organic. And then, like I said, just mix them. Or you can make your own like this too, right? So grilled chicken salad, right? Mixed greens with grilled chicken, avocado, and olive oil. And then turkey wrap, right? Whole grain wrap, turkey, hummus, spinach, cucumber, or shredded carrots. Another option, quinoa, power bowl, right? Quinoa, roasted vegetables, chickpeas, and tahini, right? Soup and salad combo, lentil soup with a side of salad, stir fry. You can do vegetables with brown rice and shrimp, zucchini noodles and marinara sauce, and turkey meatballs, right? So this is a way to balance your macronutrients to sustain energy, but prep your lunches the night before, right, to save time. All right, dinner, right? This is the dinner. These are the dinner options, right? So dinner options are balanced with protein, veggies, and healthy carbs. So they can be batch prepped. Zucchini noodles with marinara sauce. We talked about that in the lunch one too, right? A lot of the lunch and dinner to me are just totally mix and match. I just totally mix and match them. I don't even think twice. The same thing, you can see the same type of idea. This one has a sweet potato on it with the broccoli, the salmon, and veggies, right? And then the turkey or veggie chili, ground turkey or beans, diced tomatoes, peppers. So I do make chili. I have some recipes on here for chili. That's cool. Chili's good. Stuffed bell peppers. I gotta start making those with ground turkey and quinoa. That sounds good. Stir fry chicken and veggies. Chicken, mixed veggies, brown rice or cauliflower rice. Whole grain pasta. I use the gluten-free, the Jovial, it's called, Jovial pasta. But whole grain pasta with marinara sauce and grilled chicken. And if you look at my other video with the food, or with going through my kitchen, you can see there's some sauce I use that's pretty good. I think it's called Lucini. It's really good. And I'm Italian. It's really good. Like my favorite. That's all at Natural Grocers. Uh, Breaded fish and sides. So breaded fish with mashed cauliflower and green beans. So these all promote digestion and prevent overeating. That's why these are important. Okay, so snacks. Okay, it's a lot of information, but bear with me. Um, snacks are crucial because otherwise you overeat, right? For this program especially. Um, a handful of almonds or nuts, but just remember, just get the handful of almonds or nuts and walk away. Don't grab any more. Just grab whatever you have and go and eat them, enjoy them, and take your time and eat them.